What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we are gonna talk about another Star Wars. We are Star Wars filled the past couple of days now, and I saw this last night and I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. I never expected that we would see Andor ever. We talked about it. I love the show. I love Rogue One, and I know there's a new Andor. I don't know, is it up now, or I think it's coming. But K2SO, let's talk about K2SO first. This is not a 2.0 because technically that is from Rogue One. This is from the show Andor. But this is what, like the third iteration. The first one we got the K2SO. Never thought we'd see him again because I never thought Andor would be made ever. It was a good show, but I never felt like it was good enough to become a toy. That's what my thought process was. I guess anything now is possible with this market, but I have the KX droid from Mandalorian. I said to myself when that was announced, because I always wanted to have a K2SO, this would be a good stand-in since they would never do K2SO again. It does look like him, it doesn't have those yellow bands or whatnot. So this is a good enough stand-in. Had I known, probably would have waited. That KX droid, it comes with the Mandalorian head sculpt, the typical Mando head sculpt. And it does come with this kind of like cool base. It has some sort of a rolling eyeball system, which is, I don't know why. He doesn't have an eyeball. But it's nice to have. You can already see from this picture, I think this was announced first, that we are seeing Cassian here, which is cool. Again, we'll talk about him a little bit later more, but as far as K2SO, it's a cool looking figure. At least the KX that I have, it has some, a mixed bag. It doesn't say die cast here, but the legs are, some of the joints are, so it is pretty cool. To have that. Now you can have it in a real K2SO format. You don't have to pretend that KX's droid is one, but I would highly recommend it. Honestly, am I gonna buy this? Probably not. I'll probably just stick with my KX droid, Enforcer droid, because it's very versatile. Honestly, these droids, you can have them as a, I've taken some pictures where they are kind of like a bad guy from a Terminator or something like that. I just love having them. The versatility when it comes to photography is there. So I always want to have this. So, hey, you got a second chance now. If you didn't want to settle, I think that's sold out anyway for the most part, the KX droid. And the price wasn't too bad either. So it wasn't outrageous. Now, as far as the star here, as obviously we can see Cassian Andor, maybe Dameron Poe would be made. Who knows? But I never envisioned this. The show was, I think, critically good. Not enough action to it to a point where I love that show, by the way. One of the better shows that Disney Plus has ever produced. But I always thought it was like, hey, it's more of an adult show. Maybe they just wouldn't fly. But I'm glad they made it. Am I going to buy this? Maybe I will. I think so. It looks good. The head sculpt looks good. It's not for everyone. Like I said, the show, I think for the most part, people liked it. But to some people, it's not Star Wars enough. At least the casual ones that I talk to. And I consider myself a casual Star Wars fan. I'm not a hardcore one. But I love the flow of the story. Now, let me know in the comments, is this a new Jyn Erso, though? A lot of people said on the comments that the eyes look like it has rolling eyeball system. Because the eyes on the first one, at least in the first Jyn Erso, is more pronounced. She's kind of like looking up. So I get the idea where some people had it say, hey, you know what? It looks like the eyes have rolling eyeball system. I get it. But I can't say that definitively from that picture. Now, as far as Andor, man, it looks good. No visible joints. The outfit looks good. For some reason, the close-up shots look a bit I don't know, a bit, like, maybe it's just my eyes. It looks a bit animated to me. Maybe it's the color of my monitor. I like how the hair is styled. It looks like there's layers to it, and it looks like the wind is blowing it one direction, so it's not just flat. I like the layers. It gives you that little bit of realism without having to pay the artisan, tax, so to speak. A lot of texture in the skin, which is beautiful. I like the beard, the shape of the face. I think they nailed the look. For just some strange reason, it kind of reminds me of an animated version of something. I don't know why, but nonetheless, I think it still looks phenomenal. I'm waiting for season 2. Let's see how, because we all know how it's gonna end. It's like the prequel to Titanic, because like we know that's gonna blow. Spoiler alert, Rogue One. But I'm still interested. I want to see his journey. I want to see it. So with this, and I know it's been sitting for a while, are we gonna see the shore troopers finally sell out? Once, and just like K2SO, once a grail, those shore troopers are, and so was K2SO. And then all of a sudden, they re-released / made 2 more shore troopers, and now the market is flooded. I don't think it's the same for K2SO. I don't think the market is flooded, but certainly having the KX Enforcer droid lower the demand for K2SO, much more so now. I don't know what kind of improvements we have there, but for sure now it's gonna be more out there. But yeah, as far as Andor, it looks good. It's one of those things where it's kind of like Jyn Erso. Oh, not Jyn Erso. What's her dad's name? I thought this was gonna be a summer exclusive or something like that. But hey, if they release Jyn Erso, I think Galen Erso. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was gonna be something like that. Maybe not a Japan exclusive, but more like a summer, festival or something like that. Because honestly, I don't know how much he's gonna sell. Just a regular release, especially now with tariffs just lurking around the corner. Who knows what's gonna happen to that either? I don't want to speculate on that, but if that continues on, I can see people prioritizing their purchase, and I can see, unfortunately, him being on the back end. But let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this figure? Are you excited? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching.